Boston and Cambridge go to great lengths to attract high-tech big guns like Facebook and Google, but it's the little guys that can have the most impact. That's the philosophy behind MassChallenge, the world's largest startup accelerator program. Each year, it awards more than $1 million in grants to up-and-coming companies. And today, 128 finalists for the seed money were announced right here at WGBH, and they run the gamut from biomed companies to social welfare initiatives. I'm joined now by the co-founder of one of the startups competing for cash infusion. Manoj Chowdhury is the CEO of Drinkwell, which produces water purification systems for developing nations. Welcome, Manoj. So Drinkwell is the name of your company.
Yes.
Tell me what it does.
Sure. Thank you for having me. So basically, we are transforming the global water crisis into entrepreneurial opportunity. What we found is that there's 200 million people in India and Bangladesh alone that lack access to safe drinking water. Specifically, they're suffering from arsenic and fluoride poisoning. And so there's been millions of dollars spent by UNICEF and BRAC and large NGOs to really try and solve this, and they've been unable to really get traction.
That's arsenic poisoning right there, right?
Correct. That's arsenicosis. And so what we've done is we've found that these kind of water systems fail for two reasons. First, the communities don't have the tools to maintain the water systems. And second, the customers don't actually pay. And so over time, when the donor financing dries up, the systems actually go to just break down.
So you figured out a way for people to clarify the water, take the arsenic out, and make money for themselves at the same time.
Exactly.
How does that work? How do they make the money?
So we have a novel filtration technology that's completely locally sourced. So from sourcing the resin to actually servicing and delivering the water, it's all done through local jobs. And we specifically select entrepreneurs that are embedded in the community to sell the water at a half penny a liter. And we have this model where we've already refined it through over 150 deployments across 4 countries.
Wow.
And what we've seen is that the customers aren't purchasing the water just because of the long-term health benefits of the arsenic-free water, but the entrepreneurs locally have been able to say, you actually get smoother hair, less briny fish,
right.
tastier rice and whiter whites. And that kind of long and short value proposition is what's gotten stickiness in the market.
All right, let's bring in Akhil Nigam. He's the founder and president of MassChallenge. Congratulations. You know, I was just talking to Charlie Baker, and he said if he was running for governor, he had never heard about this organization. We've been following it for years, but you're 4.5 years old now.
That's right.
You had 128 finalists today.
That's right.
We just picked you kind of at random, but are they all as entrepreneurial?
Absolutely. So for those of you who don't know MassChallenge, as you mentioned, we are the world's largest startup accelerator program and competition, giving out $1 million. So our goal is to find the 128 very best entrepreneurs from around the world and then bring them here to the greater Boston region and connect them with all the innovation resources that we have in the greater Boston region to help accelerate the growth of these startups itself, right? So this year was an extremely competitive pool. We had 1,700 applications from 50 countries across all different industry sectors, whether it's technology, healthcare, life sciences, clean tech, social impact companies, as well as retail and consumer products. What we are looking for are the very best entrepreneurs solving some of the biggest, toughest problems that the world is facing right now.
All right, so how does it work? Do you infuse Manoj's company with cash, and does he have to give it back to you? How does it work? If he's picked as a winner, how does it
Absolutely.
work?
So the thing is, I mean, we are the only program in the world which does it with no strings attached. So literally, there are no strings attached for the entrepreneurs. Once these 128 companies have been chosen, as was announced at WGBH today, they will enter a 4-month accelerator program, which is akin to like a boot camp for entrepreneurship. Right? And we have 400 mentors in the program. Everybody gets free office space. We have about 30,000 square feet of free office space. All of these 128 amazing companies work right next to each other, getting connected to the resources that they need to get to the next level. This could be connection to financings, marketing, sales, team members, customers. So we do not provide any of the companies with financing when they enter the program, but all of them are competing for cash prizes at the end of the program.
It's like a real-life apprentice.
Exactly.
All right, so Manoj, what will you do if you get the money?
So we plan on scaling. We have a proven model in terms of technology. We want to spend the next few months in MassChallenge refining the branding piece, the value proposition, and then once we get money, we can actually provide a bridge to us accessing project financing, and that's how we plan on scaling. is getting kind of World Bank kind of IFC financing to really get the capital expenditures out so we can really scale from 200 to 2 million systems.
Do you have a net cash, or do you get money from donors each year? How does this work? How do you actually come up with the money that you give people?
Absolutely. So we are mostly funded through corporate sponsorships, as well as sponsorships from foundations, and we also get some money from the Massachusetts state. So every year we have to go out and raise money for ourselves, and most of that money is given out through the prize money that hopefully the Menashe will win at the end of the program. But 128 companies are competing for those cash prizes.
Okay, so you said there's no catch. The catch should be that they have to stay in Massachusetts.
Absolutely not. So
I'm saying, yeah, there's got to be a catch.
But the thing is most of them end up staying in Massachusetts because the thing is, during the 4 months, they built such incredible connections in this community that they don't want to leave this community. Yeah. So instead of placing artificial barriers on any startup, we're like, you should stay here if you want to stay here. And most people end up staying.
All right. Well, congratulations, Manoj Chaudhary. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Akhil Nigam, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.